right, ladies and gentlemen, I bring you warm greetings. As soon as I can see the background today, very special. It's a feeling of a season sort of feeling within the atmosphere. You can feel them in the weather. You can feel them in the actions. You can feel them in the vibes. Just ongoing. It's a kind of natural feeling that when it comes to this part of the year, this is the kind of feelings you have. And obviously, the flyer will not see behind me, which is a kind of felicitation or greetings to we mass media supporters, them, followers, them, listeners, them. And by the way, the verdict is just out by the YouTube platform. And obviously, outside, and they collate all the data and information as to how una perform. And I'm proud for say then and now not do too bad, despite the sanctions and the boycotting and all the innuendos and the antagonism thrown towards the platform. We've emerged very, very strong. Of course, not as per our expectations, because if we been get everybody on board, we will have done far better than that. But at least we got millions of minutes of viewership. We got 1,081 new subscribers. I talk about a year now in review, which will come shortly. And then we were viewed almost 200,000 times. 200,000 times. But of course, with projection have been 300,000. But pandemic, the innuendo, those who boycotted, those who led a campaign actively against us, and less broadcast as per previous years. But we're really proud and one salute to all. And the background today is dedicated to the mass followership, the listenership, the viewership of the TNN, then and now TV media empire. Ladies and gentlemen, today, now the 13th of the 12th. In other words, December 13, 2022. Now, end the year the end so, what do we achieve? Both privately, commercially, publicly, governmentally, and you name it. But it has come to an end. Now, the 10 this way the party can begin for continent shielding them, for see how many times they multiply, how many folds. And we are no different. But having said this, the business we would have for, now for engage with people. The TNN is an interactive media platform where from its inception, we decide, say, we want to be interactive, we want to engage with people. We want to let with people and we serve the scene on one side. Not all of the time, because of course we might differ, and as something we encourage. We differ, and then somewhere along the line, we agree based on conversation. So we need to come to the table of discussion with a fixed mindset. In fact, we are open, even though we have an opinion. That opinion tends to change based on the argument that is put forward. Okay? So that's how we've been operating for quite a long time. And never mind me, there's an excitement in the air. Remember, it's Christmas. Unale we help for shame. Today, we got a very special brother on the program. This brother, now in first time now they appear on the program, and we've made many arrangements in the past, but for some reason, one reason or the other, it just did not work out. But like me late daddy can say, the late Dr. Emerson Kroma of blessed memory, it can say better late than never, son. And this now an English training, an English proverb, an English, saying. And that saying remains true to this day because after all, perseverance is a very great virtue. And we get the brother on today. But just before I bring the brother on, Fambulem, I want that we sort of reimagine that the situation or the time span in terms of real life that we live in now is one way warrant me and you our concerns. Warranting our concerns doesn't mean that we should become mortal enemies. It just means, say, in my opinion, and in the opinion of many other people, that we country, we're at the centerpiece of the discussion, depending on whose part of the country you sit on. Because you might be at the east, the west, the north, the south, But in that very center lies the country called Sierra Leone. And at this conversation now, we're going to get for the best part of the last couple of years. And part of this conversation tonight is based on that, but strongly based on the APC. Ladies and gentlemen, just for bring this back to Una, the All People's Congress, where happened for be the opposition party in the country, the largest, the biggest opposition party in the country, is going through thick and thin. There are many moving parts. Boku thing they happen. And waiting we don't talk about is for resolve issues, and they talk about national level, not only on the party level, it doesn't have to boil down to cost. It doesn't. Mamikos is not a currency for change. Show me one place who say Mamikos or cost don't be a currency for change. Never in the history of this entire world usa we did. It's just a tactic which is used to intimidate, to threaten, but in the end, it is policy. You articulate your points as against your opponent, and most times when your opponent don't get much for say, that's when they descend into smearing. And that's the crux of illiteracy. Whether you're functionally illiterate, and sometimes that's what exactly it is, but when you descend into that, we know exactly that's what it is. But for save we country and make we country march forward proud and prepared, we have to be able to make the inconvenient conversation then. So today, we dey talk about the All People's Congress, but within the context, the broader context of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Like I say again, the broader way they can help with for let we understand some of this, a day on the platform, and I didn't introduce them in a minute. The All People's Congress is going through a sort of soul searching. Now, so me describe them na the platform. A soul searching. Remember, 11 years they were in power, or 10 years they were in power, and not most people agree with 11 years. But then they lost power to retired Brigadier His Excellency Julius Madabi of the SLPP. And since then, the APC SLPP don't broil into a quagmire in which the APC appear for the call for a reform, a certain section they call for a reform. How genuine is this reform? How much progress is being made for achieve this reform? How coherent is the argument for this reform? How the togetherness, this and much more, we want for understand. So at the one una continue for share because this is interesting, important. Don't touch that dial. Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. And without much ado, because the World Cup, they come on very important, let's get down to business. With me today, we get none other than Brother Khalid Kamara, who I can see on the other side of the screen. The brother is APC and APC to the core. But those of you we don't watch them or watch the APC in field, they try for fend them pathway into glory. This brother is also part of that feuding team. Not that I intend for the big flower with other people, them no, but it's just a normal situation in which for disagree is a good attribute because when we disagree, we can intend for fair solution going forward. Khalid, I want to welcome you to the Then and Now Media Empire program for the very first time, and I'm proud to host you. I know we've made many arrangements from the football field to with social circles, how they meet for go take a pint or two, and here you are today in reality on the TNN Media program. So I want to welcome you, brother.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks, Brother Prince, for giving me this opportunity. Yeah, for far too long, we were the head for this, unfortunately. circumstances beyond we control not be able to make that possible. But tonight, like you rightly said, this is an APC thing, free for all. Just come out and say what you have to say. I'm here. The essence here is at the end we resolve to a decision whereby it good for we all as APCians. That's all I believe in. And that's the reason why me personally, I get no fear in meeting or discussing anything with APC as long as I believe say we are all heading for one thing but different directions. So I'm very okay. Thank you once again, Brother Prince, for getting me here. And to the viewers, a good evening to everyone.
Many thanks, Brother Khalid. And let's just get straight to it. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will try for be quick, but I promise you now that there will be a second part to this conversation. I really do promise you now. Khalid, I want to begin with as a patriot, as to how I understand you, because the burning issue in you is one of your country first, and secondary will be a political party. So, on the issue of country first, what's your take on the current situation of the country?
Well, Brother Prince, and to the viewers, global, it heart-rending, because the part of the world where we there, if somebody not patriotic, you not get love for your country, I certainly believe it's what we they do, we not to need for the discourse really on, because we are here, security, health-wise, education, anything we get to do about human certainty, very okay with we now. But coming to look at it, where did you come from? I mean, where did they achieve them kind luxury there? Now you look at yourself, why is it not happening in your country? It pain you when you know it's possible. So in that perspective, I believe see only a non-patriot did they so adamant against things them way they create a change, a positive change in the country. So me, as I see myself as a patriotic citizen, I will never condone anything where they lead to a damage to the country. A damage in the sense whereby corruption so eminent, people and just they do what they can do, and taking people for granted, oh, they be then people and they don't rely on them, but then just not care for them. I'm not happy, Brother Prince. So that is the foundation of anything where they do. I lack joy, considering to how many country they go, Brother Prince. Thank you very much for giving me the chance.
No worries at all, Brother Khalid. Like I said, there's going to be a second part only because we started late and there are many things for us to cover. And the World Cup, yeah, we can understand that social strata of we people and get for duly engage in that. So we will try for cover this. But Fambolem again, like I've been say, just for bring this come to now. This month we get 194,000 viewers. For the entire year, we get 3.4 million watch time minutes. We get a total like of 6,681. We get new subscribers, them 1,821. Some of the numbers not commensurate with, the initial data. For example, 194,000 in a month, 3.4 million watch time minutes, and then 6,681 likes. But we can understand that. Not to everybody where they watch agree with the Daily Now media platform. For that, we understand. And what we can ask now for provide a feedback so that we go able to understand what is it that we are doing that we're not doing well. But that result there is out and we'll go publish it shortly. Khalid, many thanks for that brisk answer, but very essential. I want to go straight to the All People's Congress. What thing are you take about reform? Because like you can see the caption, is the APC, you're sort of hesitant about reform. Some people are calling for reforms, and it seems like the reform process is taking place. But of course, whenever you initiate something of that nature, there will be a fight. Those who are for and against. Your view, sir?
Well, from the word reform, what we understand from the little bit of my education, they look at the management perspective. I just look at this change of culture. Simply, that's what I believe in. And considering to the All People's Congress, we've been in a culture where I certainly believe it's a culture where we make provision for the few and not the many. So and they feel they become so powerful that they can dictate so many, and people they will not tend for belief say not associating with them in terms of reality will lead to the the change where the many will get. So that resistance the day. But when you look at the change of culture, things like this they're very prominent. It always they happen at any organization. People then they tend for resist, but there comes the idea of we like you get you papa and papa when I get to na host na the feds all the time. Sometimes again they can say if not to for me mama like I don't do this. And that comes the reason why people them for accept reform, not because of for the selfish interest, but for the essence of APC in continuation as a political party. Because at the end of the day, we can keep fighting, and time will be against us at the end of the day. When are we going to heal the men? Them problems, then when we're going to heal them, it need time. And how we go to persuade the disgruntled in need time? There comes the apathy. There comes the lack of progress of the party. Some if we not like that, now it make we day against people them way they see reformation as a threat. We not like that. So, Brother Prince, if you ask me about the reformation, I will simply tell you say now a change of culture will very hard for some people them. We believe say enough of the because they are very okay with where they are, but at the end of the day, it should happen for the benefit of any organization in progress one. So at least we know they bring organization into disrepute. So if you ask me, this is all at the moment I can say, like you say, no more the time, not permit for law elaborate so much, but I can just say now a resistance to change of culture, now it make reformation they come now in organization.
Well, but which is quite true, Brother Khalid, and I do want to agree with you. But at the same time, or in the same vein, we therefore agreed on this basis, say, um, nothing will they phase out gradually. And if you want for instill, yeah, just like instantly, the repercussion can be dangerous. If the party be not exist this long, it need reformation. I do believe in reformation myself personally as a human being, from a professional point of view, personal point of view, I do believe. But when you want for do instantly, it does have or will result into negative repercussion. Is that what the APC is going through now? That some people then see and say, well, the position where the APC day in now, we can use this as an opportunity for grab you somewhere. Some people can use the testicular, say, well, we hold you under, so therefore you need for agree. But sometimes it doesn't really work that way because it's not instant, it's gradual. Your take.
Well, all depends to the degree of how you go if somebody go and interpret and for say it's a gradual change or is kind of like a change within the forcing people them. To me, I not see and say that they force onto anybody. I not see so. Because at the end of the day, everything we're concerned about this information, now a process going on. A process is going on. It's just a matter of we accepting. But here are three sets of people at the APC right now. You get the people that way to accept fully we want the process for go through with speed. In a sense, when they say the 20 for do this, then do them. The 10 for do this, then do them. You get other people that way they feel say, even if
Yeah, that's all right, Khalid. Deal with them. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. So, Famula, like we say again today, we are speaking to a brother and a friend. That's Khalid Kamara. He's a member of the All People's Congress, and he's got a view. And that view day, we've been having arguments because he's an extrovert, is very social, and I'm very social as well, even though they withdrawn now from the social circles. But every time when we meet, we do have these discussions. So today we get the opportunity for make these discussions very public. And I know there are interested parties out there. We want for you waiting at the view of Khalid. What is he saying? Why is he saying what is he saying? So we go get for understand this more. Probably not only today, because like I say again, because of time constraint, the World Cup fixture, we go definitely get for bring the brother on. But however, today, like I say, we do have brother Khalid on the program, and we go allow him for let continue where he was. Brother Khalid, are you back?
I'm back. Yeah. Sorry for the
That's all. That's all right. So it's understandable.
Yeah. Well, like I try for say when you use the word say people they know one time, they want some now. Then two things and they now it may not agree for by at all. Because for say they want some now, it's like you do work against waiting they're not applying. Now, if we don't agree from the onset, say there are problems, there are issues within the party, automatically that don't give you the direction whereby we know say we have to be practicing good practices now. So what will be the do way bad, what we all don't identify as bad, just a change of it. When a little thing they lead to a good thing way we they do, where they gradually they change people them their minds and develop morale within the organization. But we now continue to do the bad things, then we still feel say reformation is not necessary. We'll get them people in the way one restricts themselves into that category. Then we'll get people the way partial, then they inside and out, like say, okay, let we go to do and but let we do and suffer, or let we this bad thing we can do and not a problem. This look like for instance now which the happen, but membership cards. These are all bad practices. If it happen for be waiting with the see, these are all bad practices. What does it take you for let we just do simple thing, change of mindset? So for say we the change or we know the change, there are people who are willing for change, there are people not willing for change. But in general, the people who want to change them boku. The only problem is then the silence. They know they talk because of intimidation. This kind of issue of cause don't lower people the morale of late. So some people don't get the time for coming in advice. So, brother Prince, let me accept say the change they go on, but the manner how we want to let it go, na ain't no great be it. So if I can get anything for say at the moment, that's all I could say.
I'll just say you briefly say people's morale, yeah, is being lowered as a consequence of
Now,
waiting,
please for the talk or this man is disturbed, but no worry. Yeah.
No, I think say the rest of the world. Let me say this, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
This is it's not intentional about social media, but again, this virtual effect that we've come to use, which means that you can be in the privacy of your toilet now your home, and you can be in the privacy of your kitchen at your home. This is where your family is, and if you got young children,
This
you
man they
expect
chase me. They
yes,
chase
you,
me
you
big
expect
time.
for the reading kind voice then they. So please, in behalf of the platform, can I please apologize? But I do know say there are hundreds of people and thousands of people and we understand the situation and they will understand subsequently as they watch the program. Khalid, never
Yeah.
mind. Yeah, we can have this conversation while you the deal, here with the young one. Sometimes they
Yeah.
are so fond of their daddies. They
Yeah.
are so fond of their daddies. I agree. Two things where you mentioned change of culture, voter apathy as a consequence of waiting they happen.
Yeah.
Why you think say there will be voter apathy, Khalid, in the first place?
Well, it's just like people and they we know they compromise with their integrity. We know they compromise with the. I mean, too much of one thing. Some people in the sense is good for nothing. So why should I be in constraint for something while we elect so dearly? People in the instead of me, they foresee me say, okay, I'm contributing and they see me as an enemy. Some people in term for draw back. In the process of drawing back, they know they influence others, not them alone, because for them, sometimes they go say, okay, I deserve me one vote. So, but those are people who are influential, will probably, if you give them that chance for letting themselves feel like they belong in the change, in a sense, then your argument, then your bad thing with and they say, well, you know, like, but with the acceptance in terms of inclusivity, then people and they will stand for relax with their ideas. They know they bring them up. But when the time reach for votes, then we vote and one vote. But then for don't influence so many people. These are the things where they create voter apathy because some certain people, unless you meet them and educate them. But when these people where don't relax, they don't meet them, then people don't wait for be for you, they don't be for you anymore. So this is where I'm coming from.
Okay.
I can understand the situation because some of we find ourselves in this situation. You get certain people the way where you call and go tell you say, "We're not left you to APC." That kind of thing. It had trending, brother Prince. It had trending because they are there. They are not hard. They don't want people. They don't want me to everybody at all. It's hard. This is what I'm talking about.
Okay, Khalid, let we begin for delve deep into the All People's Congress and exactly what in there
Yeah,
happen. Because I
yeah.
think so been a bit around the bush, you kind of earlier on. Some time ago, we begin for see people and we begin for ask for a kind of a reform. Before I make any further move, even though I think as a yeah, new person, as a forward-thinking person, as a progressive person, now something where you go embrace when you talk about change. But just for put you on the record or for ask, you're on the basis of the record. Where do you stand? The people that will be asked for change, were you in the even though you not been the inside the sphere, but I mean you wanted change, did you?
Oh, for sure, change is all I want because at the end of the day, you cannot be continue doing the one thing way wrong, then you expect a change. I mean, something different. So automatically we need a change. From where we lost elections, I know because of bad practices, now make we lose elections. So without even asking you where do you stand, you know, so when you change those bad practices to good practices, that would definitely going to be a developed APC. So there where I stand, I certainly believe things were wrong, but it's not like they cannot be changed. They'll be changed just by change of mindset. Come up from the bad practices, come to the good practices. It's done. We don't even need follow it prolonged and so much all this while. So I'm in for change. I'm in for change, positive change. Anyway.
So, despite the change, Brother Khalid, because the change, like I say again earlier on this program, is supposed to be a gradual process. It's not like, and then it happens instantly or overnight. But this change don't they take place, and there has been resistance. And I believe, say, you've been part of that resistance, knowing okay, kind of briefly. Are you satisfied with the Usai change day right now? Are you sort of pleased, or do
Well,
you do you
well,
want time for deal with
to
some?
be honest with you, I always like sincere communication. I don't like for play around. That's me. I know they play around the truth or neither because even anybody what do it, always like you always they say, I'm not a follower, I'm a student. Because for anybody who do it, I they pick something from you, I pick from other person, then I filter, then the product, and my own resolution. So it's like I'm not talking with reflection to anybody. That's who I am. Considering to what they happen, whatever you have to say, what me know is we cannot say we are changing when we still they do the bad things. Where they hurt we more.
When you say the bad things, Khalid, what do you mean? Still they do the
Say
bad
for
things.
instance, say for instance, we talk about delegates. Now they get for us, now they get for now the delegates, now they get for make we get people them the executive where they run with machinery. And when you talk about organizational change, it talk about coalition. And the coalition now the delegates, because now they get for lead with through. If that coalition they don't begin interfere with them negatively. Where do you think we are heading to?
When you say then don't begin for interfering with her negatively, who are they in
Who are they?
inverted
Who are they?
commas?
Me, I know they, like I said, I not come for call names, but people know themselves. What I'm trying to say now, if there's a system, they say we they come na ferry junction, that they will do certain thing for let we get to delegates them. Let everybody be seen they are coming there to get these delegates. But not to when we go ferry junction, some people and they up gone, some man they what's allo, then they can process delegates, and we at the end of the day una way they can talk now, then they soon as enemies. Why is then delegates then they get for for do the elections, the electioning of the people them way, therefore can lead we. Are we
But you gonna
changing?
say you gonna say this process is never a straightforward process. Just like I think say you want put up as if it's supposed to be straight like a ruler. It's never the case, Khalid.
No, well, the fact you accept negative, then you are resisting to change, Mr. P.
So what's in
You
the
are
negative? What's in the
because
negative?
one thing you see everything about positive is impossible. I'm talking to you now. You are seeing everything that is positive. Now you're telling me anything a good practice, anything a good practice. You they tell me say and something will not for accept, will not for accept say for be 100% or no. Let's it be 60%. But what you mean the try for saying now, yeah, Mr. P. me own chiefdom, Mambolo, we get certain evidences that what people, they don't pay money, they don't pay, they don't get them cards, they never come for their, they don't chat in for membership cards, they are not accepted. Are you telling me these people, when time reach, they're APCs, they're not for votes? They will not vote. But these are things where everybody feels for take a minor. It can this thing it happen now every part of Sierra Leone. Now with the SLPP, they suppress we pan voter registration. We APC they suppress we self again pan voter registration. How many people are going there will be there to vote if we continue for and neglect this kind of thing, Mr. P? So let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. You see, so if if at the moment we all not agree say best practices, when are simple practices, the simple practices, just when you do good thing, you don't do good thing. When you do bad thing, you don't do you don't automatically don't lead another person for do bad thing. These are the things we have to prevent ourselves from, because let's just do the right things rightly. If not to all but anything what we do now, Mr. P, it's just like we are not totally in this position for accept what you want.
Let me ask you this question critically, Khalid, because you, from the way you project your view here tonight, it will sound to viewers as if you are right and you feel so righteous about what you say. So righteous about what you say. But so will be the views of other we company. Waiting and they say is right. Now I'm not side with you, neither am I siding with them. But since we talk about the topic of change, me just they say it's a gradual process. So neither side A nor side B can insist the process has to go forward on this kind pace, 90 degrees, because that's prone to crash. So whilst everybody, I believe, should embrace change, but change in terms of the behavior has to be gradual, Khalid.
No, that's one thing I certainly believe. But me self now believe, and me I prepare for that. I 100% believe. Say I don't argue with Bokuman them, but at the end of the day, they are still my friends. You are one of them. So me that kind of person where I know they make barrier in terms of who am I to argue with. As long as I believe, say the end product is something APC will benefit from. Because whenever me and you argue, would they end up past something like, you know what? Let's do something. Now, let's just do this and that APC and the beneficiary. So if you they say change for come gradually, yes, that is understandable. Now make us still believe say they outline the process how this change for go. For let be in a form like it cause we more harm than good. The process was outlined, but within this period where they outlined this according to the specifications the way they put, people are refused. That's certain things in the way you refuse. Look at, for instance, okay, bring it in membership. You go say, okay, don't just bring them in. Don't not bother much. But for say you the select membership, then at the end of the day, you are even decreasing the membership of the APC. So if we're now in a system whereby the APC itself will busy the decrease in number, the SLPP busy the decrease in number, then we are shouting here 2023, we are the winners. Mr. P, I'm concerned. So the gradual thing, this is the problem where it causes we. The gradual change will because it will lead we now for become, useless, more useless. Because at the end of the day, now two people in the federal right now. Little people who believe say they want their own people and I get for do these elections, the APC. Then we get SL people who want the general APC for reduce up to a certain level. Where are the people that's going to do this voting, Mr. P? Those are the things we get for look at as APC as them and we ask ourselves, are we doing ourselves more harm than good? If not good, why not the necessary simple things to be done simply? There I stand. That's my point, and that's another compromise at all.
What do you make of George Fisher in ruling? What exactly Khalid? Is the party where you belong to is a massive party, massive followership, massive membership. Critical juncture, election looming 2023, and there's feud inside the family, and a house divided cannot stand.
Very true.
Now, una invite somebody else for can give una a structure where una go use for perform or go forward. Now that's how they ask, what do you make of the entire? I want to
So
call them a debacle.
that is the problem where I see me people them where I see me people them who elders them people who are at the helm of this party. I see them extremely wicked, because why Judge Fisher? Why court? When at the end of the day, because this time of reformation, before ever court cases then come, there are so many discussions. Let's talk this, let's talk that. People then come in, then they come, some man and they lock in a party office just because they don't want to listen. Not so we can go this court case. Like me, so I'm not, because I was not even interested in what I was only thinking where we don't lose elections, the fact that we don't lose elections, the people that we head with till we lose elections, therefore morally understand, say, at the end of the day, they don't drive you to a situation whereby we don't want, therefore easily pull off, then bring in new people, then we move ahead. That was not done. Resistance carry on. Nothing's moving. Nothing keep moving. Nothing at all. So if George Fisher come, like now, so to be honest with you, there are certain times you can sit down and ask yourself, would they take decision at APC now for the benefit of all? People are not agree come for take decisions the way good. Everybody they impartial, party. I mean, cabal. So George Fisher now come in they give rulings for the general APC. For the general APC. So you realize that when in stepping, Cabalism go away. When he not stepping, Cabalism intrude. So in a sense, it's a blessing in disguise. To be honest with you, because the position where we the APC, we're not ready for take decisions that in unity, in oneness, we're not ready at all. So if we get somebody where they can't give decisions, say, we'll not do this. Now, guide, it's like we're not picking it now. Nobody is agreeing to understand, say, we'll take decision on we own. So how long on that? And the time do too fast. So if Judge Fisher they can now tell you, say, Lord, we'll do this. Me, I just want to do us speedily. Then we choose a flag bearer. We all join. We support that flag bearer.
This is just a quick one, Khalid, in terms of what you just said just now. The fact that the party, according to able to take your advice and act on their advice then they and make a decision going forward. Does that mean that okay? Let me just get the brother off so he can take care of the family quickly. Yeah.
Let me go. This man don't go give me chance. Don't go no more, brother. This guy don't get for give me chance. They go and come. Your mama the locker, I know they agree.
Yeah, but when I for make the man famous, put him on live, have him on your lap, cuddle him. That's not a problem. That's what we want to see. Come on, man. And the man they say Christmas close. Come on, Khalid Jr. You are alive. You are alive. You are famous. Okay. On a more serious note, keep him there. You can bombard him and they cook some. Yeah, because he needs you. This is important. This is not the family structure. But like I be say, what do you really think, of the last statements and way you just make?
And my brother Prince, to be honest with you, like I say, frustration can day in me when we at a certain CC. Then they blame all kind people in the process of taking good decisions for APC. Just give me a chance. Look, for instance, the formation of Alliance for all flag bearers. That was a very positive move. Where later, just because they wanted alliance, they not grow, whereby guys them will all want become flag bearers, they all sit down, talk, and do things in one. Well, then people and they so believe say only that will sensitize everybody, say we are one, everybody for be one. Then you use a coin statement there, the big six. This is just for stop other people from coming in and kind them down.
I'm gonna pause you there. I'm gonna pause you there because we can't right back to Usa you just end. We've just come about to the mid-mark hour, and I make a pause you. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this now the TNN TV Media Empire. Today, now the 13th of December, 2022, and we talk about very critical issues, just like we do almost on an everyday basis. We are proud of the work that we are doing. The results are out on the places that also with the live stream. The numbers are not too disappointing. They are not too bad, based on the fact that we're boycotted, by the two major parties,
Like it.
the All People's Congress and the Sierra Leone People's Party, stroke Paupa, and stroke Tolombo. They all boycotted us, but yet still we managed to get 3.4 million viewing minutes. That detail will be published, kind of shortly. However, today we talk to a brother called Khalid, and before they come to the second round, we ask una for shape. The platform now is being watched by a few dozen people, but we expect more. And we not restrict una comments them to the platform. Yeah, we want to know exactly what una they think, how una they think, so that we go understand things then what we supposed to do, where we know they do. Once again, this is not the TNN TV media empire. Family, don't touch that dial, because we come into the part 2 of the program, which is even going to be more interesting than the part 1. Khalid, you mentioned the big six, and I want to go straight to the big six. I do get text messages, I do get telephone calls, although Fambul, and just for reminder now, for the last 24 hours, not quite 24 hours, but imagine in this day and age, for more than 12, 16 hours, I've been out of phone because my phone suddenly crashed and I was at work and I not being away for brain come up to speed. But you mentioned something about the big six. And the big six, at some point, I don't know whether to this date, is synonymous with change. Khalid, what's we do with this big six? Waiting that you take about the big six, because you mentioned it shortly before the break. Your view, please.
Well, the big six, like army, they look at they come into organizational structure. When you form when you want to introduce a new culture, or you are a CEO or director, whatever, you want to get for form a coalition, and coalition of people the way they sell on a vision, more or less, where they sell on a message, and the basic thing at APC we don't bring we to this level. Now this idea of Cabalism, with everybody then into your own camp. Why? Because of unconscious biasness. We don't into the APC. Everybody they look at somebody just to get a name. So people now then look at the safer side and form cabals. That's when they happen at the APC. So within the cabals, then these are the people who one come together when a good start. So to me, the big six now was a blessing in disguise, because the thing was not a big six per se. It was a coalition of all flag bearers, whereby then people have don't come together. If it be a message say we are united, we expect una way to follow we students them una for united as like we, but that was destroyed. Okay. As people that want begin come on board for joining this coalition, automatically the forces from above then begin brand their names, use other people for cause them. They are why then people that elect today are resistance no more, because they love the party, so then continuously they come with those kind of advices were good for the party, not being part of any group for say, okay, then are reformers or then are all executive, because these are people that are non-executive. They are not regarded to, but yet still for the love of the party, then they give them advice. But for any time then there's somebody coming outside there, unconscious bias, there's no result, affinities them don't develop now against them. So this is why when you form you want time for change, you get for forming coalition of visionaries, people who will sell you change. And we are very fortunate. These are stakeholders, people who don't get this party in the heart, who don't work really, we get history in this party. Now, all of a sudden, they are branded all sorts of names. So there was a very, very bad practice by people who see them irrelevant. So from that point, Some of them not rejoin again, and some of them not they even turn for under not they follow up with anything they say now. It will become like these are people that we want mess up the party. So unconscious biases don't come in. I mean, you know what it means when people then get that perception of just prejudicing the negatives. What is the result as? Low morale, less progression. That kind of anything we get to do with lesses now in anger for happen. And when influential people gets people the way they sympathize with them because of their sufferings, then it become another chaos part of the APC. So we are coming now into a situation whereby who is going to make that decision in the APC when cabals, separations, everything just keep the go. And we get people that have, to be honest, it's tough, brother. It's really, really tough.
So we go come to that because it's not something we want for we understand, and we know say we get for bring this program to an end at some point where people are able for enjoy them World Cup. Something noticeable, Khalid, is when you speak of the Big Six, even though you hold them in reverence, but you also spoke of them like in the past tense. I wonder whether I'm correct in that characterization, because it's like what everything you said was like in the past tense. Do you see them as in the past?
No, well, I know they see them. They are in the present. They're in the present. No, wait till the time for saying that, brother. The word Big Six should have not been.
But just for remind you
aside.
quickly, you said that there were a blessing in disguise, implying, insinuating that this was
No.
something
What I mean
of.
when you look at the trend of things, when you look at the trend of things, that idea will for embrace only fully. Now, idea will for embrace say, let all aspirants be united. That's one thing when you form organization. So if then people and they refuse them because what they say now a blessing, it was a blessing this guy because it's kid.
Yeah, but Khalid, this is where I begin to like double jab.
Still believe say
So
then they do it then they do. But people don't.
Khalid. So these people
Yeah.
we form the Big Six. It clearly shows from what you say that there was an intention on their part, and I want just for bring you up to speed, okay? That these people now don't begin, they make declarations of their intentions. The intentions, Khalid. Imagine the Big Six, even though they be united at the time, but certainly not been because of a cause. And I say this because as we speak now, a few of them don't come out and don't begin to make declaration. Correct?
Very true. And that's why you for don't understand, say these people then form that thing for APC, but not for individuals, because everybody has got his interest. We don't all don't accept. That is the real thing where make me feel say a good thing for accept. Because this is about diversity and inclusiveness. Then people that believe say everything where they go around, APC can number one. And APC can number one. Now we don't all come together, regardless of their interest. They're not being come for say now then get for make election within themselves for select somebody, no, or elect somebody. You can go about your business, but let's preach oneness. That was the formation, the brain behind the formation of coalition for aspirants. It's the word Big Six come because the momentum in the go. People begin come top people and way and great people in the party don't come on board automatically them coin them. So the few people away for come now can join, then they celebrate this oneness, this movement of oneness, regardless of what you hold. You can go about what you forgot about at the end of the day. Then break that. Then break that from the point. So this is what I'm saying. We for don't embrace. That make I use them in past. We for don't embrace the idea wholeheartedly. Because the idea is not like then they do selection for themselves, but then they encourage oneness in the party. So this is what I'm trying to say.
So how this in itself is going to help the party, Khalid, and this now a reasonable and genuine question in my own part. How is it going to help the party? Or are we going to see a repetition reminiscent of 2018, in which your party had 28 candidates, if not more, Is that where the party is going towards?
Well, we'll make the provision for that. This provision of everybody one size fits all. They don't automatically, because the criteria of the APC itself don't make Khalid for go contest tomorrow. 30 million euros. What do you mean?
Forgive me.
Listen
No,
me.
I dey listen to you. I dey yield the floor back to you. Now, something I just observe. When it comes to that, I see that there's a kind of cynical laugh where you laugh in terms of saying you enjoy this kind of moment.
No. Listen. You get it wrong. You get it wrong because, like I said, me, Khalid, I believe in sincere communication, and what you see about me, nothing if you accept. The word say you enjoy, it's not like enjoying it, but absorbing it in a sense. I've already agreed that is something where APC no agree ready for change, and Khalid no will change them. Khalid no get the power for change them, but like I just be the type for express. It's sad, whereby criteria go there, everybody qualify. Because if the criteria for being there, when they eliminate people then with time, like the moment for only getting 2-3 candidates, then we don't know now say this will be president, then they will be vice president, or then kind of situation in there. But with constitution, I don't know for reason best done by the writers, why they make this presidency so open that they know they even vet as we go along. No elimination as we go along. So now that make we the internet situation that if we now to any time from now we'll go for choose flag bearer, people and just keep the camp. Why? The criteria it just lay down there way very weak. Maybe expect APC for look at a way where then they make criteria where at least people will get history for the party, where we all know say one way or the other and they work very hard. I mean, for render this party relevant, let them people and they be seen as the people and way really go able to protect the party, because you not go distress until where you work so hard for. But at the end of the day, what we are seeing now is anybody can just enter into presidential race. So me and you able to stop that. The individual interest, some people they even go this race, not to go be leaders, but just to be recognized. You see, so it's very comical now, Mr. Prince.
Yeah, but you're a powerful man. You get a voice where you can express, and you can begin for right against that if you so wish that this is not going to be helpful towards the party. Do you support that? Are you against that?
I be don't do that, but those things are not, like I said, there's a reason behind what they're doing. Because the more you create that chance for compete, the lesser the chances of people the way you want for me to not succeed, they become.
Are you saying that you've taken sides now? That
yes, I have to. I'm a human being.
Has been deprived.
No. I'm a human being. Human being is just a
I get it.
For sure, Motorman is just there for be biased. Me they look at the APC as a party, and I want its sustainability. It's my preference.
Okay, I think that's the point you're making.
In sustainability is my preference. But if APC is left for everybody, being you a servant, being you a non-servant, but get it right for climb up to the highest hierarchy of the APC, I get a question to that. It demotivates people then. People can't work anymore for the party because they know if I work for that powerful man over there, we get for influence the delegates for vote me in. Why do I need the party?
So this is what I am question. Is it party first or individual first?
Party first.
So
party first, sustainability of a party never number one. Because at the end of the day, the nation first, party second, individual third.
But this is not the case, right?
Yeah. No, this is not the case with this is not the case with the APC.
So my question is, why is it not the case with the APC? Give us an example.
Selfishness overcome everything. Selfishness. People just want to be seen every time. That's all. And they dictate they are living, but they should be dictating even when they are gone.
So how can this? Yeah, carry on. Sorry.
It hard to say, but this is the reality. When you look at them country, if they look at people that will go just resign, they say, oh, you know what? If I continue this cause, the party will suffer in elections. Then they resign for that. But we don't even care if they do this thing where we know say bad. We all know say it bad. Only what we they do with the preacher, with the preach that thing they for become good to. Sorry to say, because most of we illiterate na the APC more or less. Instead of we having plans, we work in the plans of others. These are the things, because if you get a party whereby a ideology now only up, honestly enough, what is in that ideology is what you go along with. But here now we get APC. When Khalid don't plan, Khalid get followers. The followers don't need to plan anymore. They just fit into Khalid's plan. But I am planning in line with APC. So when you go along, anything when they sustain APC, automatically I will not be part of you.
But when
So
you
now
say,
it makes
when you say Khalid, when you say you plan alongside with APC,
yeah.
are you implying that there are no others who they plan alongside with APC?
No,
And
no,
in
no,
other words, the point what they try for me,
no, no, there are not many.
there are 2 APCs, 3 APCs, 4
No, there are
APCs.
not many. What I'm trying to say, Brother Prince, there are not many. When I say planning with APC, it meaning you anything where they sustain APC. Say, for instance, best practices, right? We talk about delegates' rights. We talk about constituency rights. We talk about integrity. We talk about
So
respecting the
that's your
electorate.
interpretation,
No,
and to
I'm coming.
me,
I'm
that
just telling you now.
interpretation and they then sound really plausible and very good.
That's the
But
thing.
what about another brother of yours,
Another
another
brother
comrade of
there,
yours?
another brother there is not looking at APC as I'm looking into it. For they say, no, we respect to electorates them. No, wait till let me ask yourself, what have we done for our electorates where they not vote me again, where they be the vote me? Many people don't think like that. The fact that Khalid don't can tell and say, see that one day he won't point APC. But within that one day, one point APC, he's got his plan we want promote. Wait, they let her know. But like when I succeed, you succeed. That's the thing. We don't destroy APC at the moment.
Yeah, so Khalid, here's the question now,
Yeah.
because the biggest issue right now as we talk is elections they come. And are you guys willing, here to bomb dive yourselves? In other words, for let una go into oblivion. Una not care waiting happen as long as me, happen for me or waiting at me
No, no,
interest.
no. Well, not the most fearful thing that one the way some people they make hypocrites.
So I'm asking you.
No, me, Khalid, me concern where I get not even about only APC. I'm concerned about my nation.
Yeah, I agree.
So
But
the
Mr.
word,
Kamara, the question to you here now is
I so care for the APC function well because I believe when APC function well, dramatically that contribute the change.
But not only are they
So
ask at this point, because I
yeah,
already don't assess, evaluate all of that and coming forward,
yeah.
I'm asking now that if you not get waiting, you don't evaluate and assess and waiting you want, you're not going to compromise. Instead, the party goes down, correct?
No. At this point in time, Sierra Leone, the word compromise it non-existing anymore
Let
because
me
if you
listen
don't
to you break this down for me.
because if you not compromise, then you are definitely. I mean, it creates more chaos for you people. Them me, I they tell me people them always. Let we be whatever the situation, whatever we find, whatever position we find ourselves. When we get flag bearer, let we move as one. Let we just move as one thing. The essence there is let we accept say what you want. It not come now, but it will come later. So the word say, they compromise, then I don't think say it in place because at the end of the day, Sierra Leone for exist. And Sierra Leone will only exist when APC they in power. That's visible right now. So we now, which we they tell people then, regardless of which it happen at the APC, a lot of things are happening where we really, really frown out. But the sooner we get somebody being elected as a flag bearer in whatever capacity, in whatever way they elect us, we will move going forward. But I'm still concerned how we go sustain with party if we always just go for the neglect good practices. Then that's my concern because we are talking about a party in a modern world, not of those days whereby people will say, you know what, I ignore. May they rule me no more. But these days, people are with ideas. They're innovative. Then they bring in the ideas. If the party continuously they refuse for let people, their voices them be heard. Mr. P, we still get things they for do. But in terms of we not the compromise, no, I'm not in that position. We'll compromise when it comes to the situation whereby we don't get with candidates, we move ahead. But at this time, we will not get with candidates, we still they sell this message that people understand it. Only best practices will lead to good solutions.
But the path to the compromise for some people, then before you they get that candidates they will una all go rally behind means say compromises will have to be made on that journey they for get to that point day. And some of you, and from what I get from you tonight, it doesn't seem that that's the case. It sounds very much like either my way or no way at all, which keeps the party divisive. And if we, I mean, it sounds so real, but this is the reality, Khalid.
No. I mean, Mr. Prince, like I tell you, if I dey use that statement, my way or the highway, I certainly believe, like where I don't argue you, we don't get so much a point like we not come together. I not dey encourage you anymore for the discourse, but that's not how I am thinking. Because I believe, say, in the process where they argue, regardless of you accepting what I'm saying at that particular time, but you get a time for go back and think. You get a time there. So we think that little time where they get for think, you will must think something we can say we good. And that good thing they tell somebody, when you tell somebody it influence the mindset. That is why I keep arguing. But to say I dey argue at all costs, which I want nine for be no. I don't think that provision they make up for much man. So I'm ever I'm ever willing for see APC get a candidate and Khalid will be in the media team of that candidate. I tell you this. But rest
Khalid,
assured,
we are quickly running out of time, and I get a few questions, and I hope that I can able for kind of punch them through. Elections is almost upon the All People's Congress. The All People's Congress is still divisive. They not do most of the things they weren't supposed to do for them for exist as a kind of a structure. And part of the problem is simply because people cannot agree with other candidates. In other words, there is this tribalization in a different context in terms of tribal, just the breaking up, fragmentation of the party. Do you really think say the party able for make up in time? Because in many people's opinion, party they beyond time. Do you think say the party able for really make up in time for put up a strong fight for probably change the political narrative in the country?
Mr. Prince, that's just a must. Now yes. Now yes. But the individual, like I said, not to two way then get for can tell you. Now the mindset. Now I make I tell you see me argument at the moment. Trust, like I say, because I belong to somebody who I trust in as much as I belong in APC, and so I believe say APC should the vacuum of leadership is still lacking. And somebody should come there where at least get pointers and get a history of the nation. And that person they I certainly believe in them. But that having said that, that should not prevent me. That should not prevent me from see another APC candidate if whatsoever where now the probability na 10 is to 100 for let person can supersede them and another one day. But if that get for B, should that be who is Khalid not to follow that 10% person who can overweigh?
So at which point, Khalid, are you willing to counter that probability there of 10 over 100?
As long as a flag bearer, is elected. The flag bearer is elected.
So you are saying at this point in time, Khalid, let's just get that on the record, that once a flag bearer is elected, procedures are followed, you will throw your weight behind that flag bearer. All the sonko where we can hear go stay back, you will support that flag bearer.
Why not? In fact, the one thing we are happy for me on principle. Now, some of them discussions there. Where you're in the discourse, they always they say the right things to be done rightly. However, there are times when possibilities then they where they not to be done rightly. So, in a sense, you therefore affect an individual. If it be say now him that affect, please tender your support to the APC. And the
Khalid,
APC,
let me ask you this quickly in terms of the big six.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, the APC is going through a transitional process. The big six, now one of the people that we come together, I mean, after the studies will have been done, the data analyzed, we can come to a conclusion as to why they came together. But whilst the process is ongoing, Khalid, we don't begin foresee the big six, if not every one of them, but the vast majority of them are beginning to either have declared, about to declare, or will declare. Khalid, man, what is this about? I mean,
that is exactly what we be the preach. That will be the preach. Them they want as a association. I'm not telling you now alliance of all flag bearers. The purpose is for unify the party. When they are happy, when they are together, people should respect that kind of line. That not prevent them for say now danger for Sidom then choose a candidate. Everybody has got his ambition. These are people who agree to disagree. But they all agree, say, regardless of you being my opponent, but the fact that we are all APCians, we get for work as one family. But your ambition, I don't get right to them. So if you see big six or 21 people them or whatever people in the common, it's normal. It's part of what they stand for. Therefore, they together. But when you
but why did they close ranks in the first place? That
yes,
now they begin for common.
No, they're not telling you.
Was there a common denominator?
Listen, no. The thing was not for them forget a common denominator. The thing, essence of the alliance for all APC aspirants, because that was supposed to be the idea, is leading by example. We all know we get cabals. We all know we get problems. People in the cause from the inside. Other people in the demotivate people. Like you said in the first statement that people are not getting much to say or they're not getting much to say about them, that they involved in this aspect of smearing images. But when they all come together as a family, we outside here will say, oh, look, AP and Samura. Look, Samura, Dr. Mara. Look, Dr. Mara Richard.
Yeah, but Khalid.
But they're not from yeah.
It makes us believe now that what you say, it does make a lot of sense. But in the end, it betrays the true intention of the same individual. Because they begin for come out in the let me finish.
Yeah.
They begin for come out individually and begin for declare. How does this help the APC party?
How does this help the APC party? It helps the APC party. They don't prevent you from all the chaos of Mamikos and whatever. I'm telling you, if those people's plan was accepted from the onset, whereby they eat together, socialize together, do things in common, go in meetings together, regardless of your own campaign, go campaign, it's happening here in this modern world. It's happening. Regardless of people in the contest, their own contest one, then they do everything in common. And that was exactly what they were planning to do. But we refuse that. But this idea of them coming, everybody they contest, not any problem. No, it's accepted and they go in for that. But that not stop them coalition at all.
Khalid, was it a relationship of convenience? Were they sidelined? Were they just like lightweight boxers? So they decided to come together, so that if they pool their resources together, they become eminent. They become a force to reckon with. Was it the case with the Big Six?
No, that's what I'm saying. Unconscious biasness lead you to the position there. The fact that the prejudice is negative, thinking say this person, this is hard, it become a problem by itself. What to me the try for saying there is the people thought it from the beginning. It's not at the onset, just as we lost elections. So the first move was this, for let them all come together. It's not about this is light, this is heavy. No, that's not the situation here. For all of them, for come together. For make sure say we from the outside will see say they are unified regardless
what do you
of
mean
their
when you say
ambition.
For let them all come together? Who do you mean then all?
I mean all aspirants of APC. Therefore, just
you mean into the Big Six? Into the Big Six?
No. I know the word Big Six. Let me tell you, say it was the word used to stop that coalition. It would have become a success. Now I can tell you, say that coalition day, had we accepted it from the onset, we would have not find ourselves where we are, because at the moment. From the time before Fisher, there was nobody that's giving decision, no decision maker. You see, so that situation there, unless you form a coalition, you need management. When you want to do a culture change, you form a coalition, you sell this vision to people them, and making sure that the people buy the vision before ever you go able to embrace everybody, and that is the gradual change. But
so where's the coalition? Where's the coalition today?
But that's the problem. So since it's not been there. we not agree for accept coalition, we not agree for accept people for hanging
Khalid,
and
my
decide.
question to you is straightforward, brother. Where is the coalition today in spite of all that you've said, which makes a lot of sense? But where are they today?
No. The few that came together, they are very united. And they united onto this date.
When you say united, my understanding is even if they haven't declared yet, but I've got word on my desk, brother, that somebody's going to declare at the end of this month.
For sure, yes.
One person will declare. That's the basis of my question.
No,
where are we?
Well, I want to make you come up from that aspect there of the declaration, no declaration. That is going to continue. There is no way they ever don't say, when we don't form this coalition, or one person they head this coalition. No. That was not the thing.
So Khalid,
the coalition was basically formed so that people they not go see cabals, they not go see people and say they one that they know they talk, they one that they know they sit, don't discuss as APCians, because that is the message that is going around. They don't let this person, that person they don't want to these are the bad things where them prejudice, where people that don't buy, they like today, follow we come off from the position and it becomes very difficult. Had it been these people were allowed for let them all come together with all the interest, nobody no go tell you, so you stop running for this person. No, you go look with time. If you want to, you do that. If you don't want to, carry on. That's why we have delegates. We have electoral rights. People in the go do them votes. So that area will not get one problem there. Will not get one problem there.
Khalid, you know? I think I've asked you this once, if not twice, but I'm going to attempt it again anyway. Are we in a position for we the general public or the All People's Congress party members? Are they about to see like almost a repetition of 2018, in which there are going to be probably close to 36 candidates?
No, but
that flag bearership.
That question, like I tell you, I said that foundation it was made. So not to Khalid can tell you say the probability is high. Say yes, it's possible. Maybe even more than 28. Because when you not put a criteria, any exams were cheap, people in the past. Any exams were cheap. But who said presidential candidates they go be 30 million? Then chairman they go be come on now. And the exams less, brother. So let me just see how it goes. But at the end of the day, elections will be done, is it? So who that win, now him will be for. Yeah.
When you say elections will be done, do you mean on the local party basis, or you talk about just the general election and who that win? Because if you say, then you sound very disillusional. It's like well, you've given up. You side has a problem. And they're not going to win, but they are going to throw themselves into it. This is not your analysis. I could be very much wrong, but you seem like you don't give up.
Now, the unfortunate thing is, I first and foremost tell you, Jason, before ever begin this discussion, I said the one thing we agree, are happy for me principle. That statement really tell me, say, we are going into elections, somebody get for win. They're in the process of the elections, certain things go wrong. However, in the course of the APC, whoever emerge as a leader, we all go for through back to them. So now come the situation. I tell you, I say that is something where I certainly believe. Yes, we don't buy, but like I say, now a 10% probability I'm talking about here. So if you don't tell me, say me candidate, the person where me trust, where the nation, you yourself, we know sometimes. Mr. P, I don't want call me at a time when you want to discuss with the candidate, then I will tell you why Sierra Leone believe in her. Why Sierra Leone believe in her? Because I don't tell you why Sierra Leone want for believe in her more. It's already been sold out. Now a market way already now, not to picky market, it already sold out. So, but in this regard of telling me say he give up, no, we are coming out very soon. The date should be out.
No,
we they come just like then. We they come just like then, and you see now delegate votes, brother. Don't forget things. Don't say that's
Khalid, brother Khalid. Let me just remind you before you get too excited.
Yeah,
I have caught no dog in this fight, and I'm making this situation and saying publicly. This is not privately. I'm saying it publicly. So when I ask my questions, I'm asking them objectively,
openly.
brother.
Yeah.
This is the position that I take, and by virtue of me operations now the then and now, I haven't taken any position. I haven't supported anyone.
And you don't need to.
Remember,
you don't need to.
And exactly. Remember, say we did live, and I'm saying this. So when I ask my questions, I ask them objectively, brother. And again, just for go further, because we're coming rapidly to the end of this particular program. So, Khalid, all said and done, you're putting you back again on the spotlight. It's like what if your source or whoever you support doesn't clinch the victory which you anticipate? What would be your actions then? Do you become, you're like a rebellious child, a delinquent, and say, I'm not going along? And what would you do?
To be honest, I believe Sabi don't answer that question. When you think that way, that means you think individual. I tell you first and foremost, I'm a nationalist. I'm a patriotic citizen. So the best...
but I'm coming.
I am building this foundation. If you block me, then it creates more time to be spent.
No, Khalid. Okay, no, Khalid. 30 seconds, because of what you say. You will not answer the question, yes. But based on what you just say,
not the same level a day, not the same line a day.
Based on what you
I'm just very okay now, because before you see the things them like impossible, but now it is even impossibilities that are possible. So now it make me now I always my mindset I prepare them from the word go. I prepare my mindset for act. Let we as mortal man then what they make we get problem. What we expectations them, we know they bring them down sometimes. Me young candidate with by all, if everything goes well, where if goes well again, but I honestly believe 90% will go well in your own favor. It will clinch the flag bearership, and I will wish for let everybody let you just see and say yes, it's representing APC.
So hang on, Khalid. Yeah. You are talking about an individual that you support.
Yeah.
And well, okay. I was just a bit lost. Again, this is what the problem is. At some point, they make me for understand, or the audience for understand, say, well, even though, of course, and it's your right for support somebody, but the outcome of anything will be embraced by you and the others.
I don't tell you say that I must. I don't even tell you say something that they preach to us.
But the contradiction.
No. There's no contradiction here. I'm just emphasizing it. But in as much as I believe in that, there's no reason for me to cry down me own candidates in the name of I already accepted.
I'm going to ask you this one more time.
Yeah.
So it is realistic and not true. You get your person where you support.
As a human being, I for be biased, is it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean,
if we accept that one day, let we accept individual choices the way we make.
And Khalid, this is where I am going.
Yeah, okay.
The point is, I agree with you 110% if mathematically possible.
Yeah.
We all do hold our inherent biases. I do, you do, and maybe the 90 or so people that when they watch this live program and the thousands regular for listening, they already get their inherent biases. But my question to you, Khalid, if my person that I support were to lose, do I continue to support the party of my choice? And how do I support this party of my choice? Without no acrimony, I vex because they were out there, because when they see me, they play out. This is what my question is. I guess you understand because I see the smile on your face.
But to be honest with you, you just bring me to Usabi don't come on. Because I don't tell you Jesus say, if you see me smiley face, that would just to tell you say, there's not, and when they see how they talk to you with smiles, right? That they tell you say, in me, the person where they support, before supporter, now APC have been there. So him coming in APC, then I get for supporter now because of in characters. where I certainly believe in this present moment there is a vacuum to be filled. That person they get 10 characters and they fulfill that vacuum there. But that don't mean say when you not get next man will forget. No, when you not get next man forgets, that next man who say belong now APC. So why am I not to support it?
Okay, Khalid. The
Yeah,
point of me asking you that over and over, I think
yeah,
that the second or the third time, is
yeah.
just for put you on the record. So tomorrow you not get for the night because we'll cut this clip and play it for the general public.
Do that.
But
Yeah, you get my okay.
yeah, thank you very much.
In the
We
future,
they
yeah.
run quickly out. We they run quickly out of time. What do you
Mhm.
make of the 21-man committee and the elections of lower, yeah, membership of the party, ward councillor, and executives of the party? Just quickly, please.
My brother, the whole thing there is about tolerance and flexibility at the moment. We get to adapt to new situations, you know. So to me, make up or no make up, the end result here is we are gonna elect executive members who they run the APC, where at the moment APC is not run by anybody. So for me, I'm happy with whatsoever is going down there. We left them with their conscience. If they think APC, may them do the right thing rightly. If they not think APC again, they want the real arm, then go do the negatives. Where at the end of the day, it not go good for we. But for the formation of the 21-man committee, for speed up the processes the way they go on. So I'm 100% very happy for let I see them people and they succeed. So that's where I stand.
There are those who hold biases against the judiciary, saying, yeah, some people want to call a conspiracy theory, but then in an advent way, you get state capture. We cannot be far away from the truth that the only party we pose real threat to the incumbent, which is retired Brigadier His Excellency Julius Maada Bio, is now facing court action after court action in which its candidates are being, chastised, challenged, charged, criminalized in some instances. It's not an ordinary thing. Where do you stand and what do you say, Khalid?
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for let people that accept the abnormal for being normal. You know, it's unfortunate. So me, I would have loved. I not. I mean, I don't think say I for be averse to anything in national progress. In a sense, anybody will come for eradicate corruption. If it's in good faith, I'm always happy. I am always happy. But seeing what I'm seeing now, whereby selective things that they go on, I just want letting people that just forget about this whole thing about corruption now because they themselves don't prove themselves say because when you look at grievance, if they when they do a grievance policies, if you not follow the policy, automatically the outcome of that procedure it become null. So the same thing happens now. If people and they do corruption issues here, whatever, but then become very selective, automatically maybe expect the APC to stand strong and challenge them. Say, you know what? The procedure, the manner where we want to go this thing, we all know we know they're against them, but the manner, being that the manner is wrong, we want them to declare this null and void. But
A
if
quick
they
one again, Khalid. Khalid, quick one because now just few minutes we get. I just want to run through few things. The results of the ECSL voter registration, 250,000 plus some more names from a particular region deleted. Your take.
well, we just they come at the same place. Everything where they happen now, like you rightly said, we then just they capitalize on fragility. You know, APC fragile right now. We are all divided. Nobody's outside there for stand strong, and the rest support them. People and they there where if they want to talk safe, other man will come up and cost them. So a lot of things are happening, but it's sad for a nation. It's sad for a nation. This thing where SLPP they do so, they get for haunt them because APC might not have the strength today, but come out May when SLPP get for common power, now APC get for calm. So where are we heading to? P-man, I am the most dissatisfied somebody for there is a thing like this they happen. Now that make the few people that we left inside the APC, they we assume that they do this fighting, but to we serve the people that were willing for being members of APC. That's the reason why I still vex. Where things are not go good again in the membership registration within the APC. We already don't get a number that don't go. Then we think we again will try for differentize other people. Then. I'm not happy, Mr. P. These are the things where they put me off. When somebody they tell you say 2023 is outside there, and they feel bad. Because you yourself see the problems, you know they push for let them problem and solve them. People them for attack Madam Bill in government. Why them for do this? And then for show clarity, make sure say the world knows say this is something we are not accepting. But
Which brings me to this question, my brother. How satisfied you are or dissatisfied you are with the current structure of parliament or the reaction to these very issues then we will talk about.
the parliament, me I can say my own satisfaction at zero, my brother, because I belong to a country whereby I certainly believe the function of parliament enough address issues. Especially so issues that will get long time effect. Because this, if waiting the parliamentarians to do them for ignore then kind issues they are, they know they table them, they know they send them out. We have ECOWAS, we have AU, all those areas in an active parliamentary. If you talk now, they don't listen. You go send the voice under. If you talk there, they don't listen. You go send the voice under. It damage the existing government. It destroy the relationship. That is not happening. I'm not happy. So when they talk about not happy, 100% not happy at all with the parliamentary practices in Sierra Leone. I'm not happy at all. I don't know if Nami won, but honestly enough, they are doing more harm than good. The presence is like they're absent because they are indirectly giving the reason for letting people that they do what they do. Because they're not there for do checks and balance. Where are we? So indirectly, then they tell the world, say the government is doing good. So more or less, they are doing more harm than good. So, Mr. P, if you ask me, those are the things them way I hold on to with parliamentarians. The alala, the shoutsad, the bokuchok, not necessary. The issues they for address we get to do with the nation in existence and the democracy and the damage. So these are the parliamentarians now aiding and abetting. May they put us so. So I'm not happy, brother.
How confident are you of 2023? Much said, much been done, all this disparity, this argument within the preparation of the government. Of course, the incumbent is always strong. Brother Khalid, how confident are you of coming back, of returning to power 2023?
Unless we want to be hypocrite. But if we know say the votes them way always what we do with SLPP, now around 200,000, 250. Now we don't consider them 250,000 votes. Now in the go so it go. Now go go so. Now left that one they come to the northwest. They had they drag we back. And we people are not ready for come up with issues them where they limit the people that with them bad practices them. My brother, if we continue as it is now, the hope of 2023 is not there. But if these people at this present time then begin this fight now, say, you know what, all what you don't do with the fights and now. In as much as we continue with the process for choose the executive, the parliamentarians should be there for do this fighting. Then with the hope. But without that, I'm afraid 2023 is not enough visible. I have to be honest.
Many thanks, Brother Khalid Kamara. And ladies and gentlemen, this has been a TNN TV media production. And I've been your host and presenter, Prince Emil Koma. Welcome to Una today. The 13th is a Tuesday of December 2022. Me and the brother Khalid, we've been speaking on serious issues pertaining to democracy. Whether now we nascent democracy, we need to be nurtured, grapple with, fed, and make them strong for able for being worker and get the foundation way for withstand the test of times. We've said it all. Notwithstanding, because of some other constraints, we've been here for end this program. But definitely, I can assure you, say, we are going to come back with this program some other time with a very brother because there are so many questions that we need for ask. Fambulem, I want to tell you thank you. The results are in. We get over 3.4 million minutes of viewership on the Then and Now platform. And this is despite all the boycotts, all the innuendos, the profanity, the vulgarity thrown against the platform. Yet we withstood the test of times. And even we're not even been there up to 75% of a normal broadcast. We withstood the test of times. And for this, I want to say thank you. The flyer Una CBME is going out shortly. And this now we thank you to Una for having been with us, listen to us. And as they say, this not only people that we're friendly with the platform, but also with frenemies. This has been a TNN TV media program. And I want to say thank you to Brother Khalid. Until then, we come with many, many other programs then. Keep that dial on your hot list, on your favorite list. Favorite rather. This is not the TNN Media Empire. Thank you so much. Can I beg to leave you for now? And as we go watch the program, when at the World Cup, let's keep our fingers crossed that wherever we aim, not like what Brother Khalid say, who was being political. But anyway, on a more serious note, that we team the way we aspire for win go win. Thank you so much then and now. And keep the faith. Goodbye for now. Bye-bye.